Hey guys, this is Nathan, and welcome back to FTB Beyond from the CreedCraft server. So, I logged on today to find a message here asking if I could turn these into Terasteel for Kylo over here, and or Crux, or however he wants to be referred to as. But also I found in this chest 6 full mana tablets. Now I am assuming that those are the mana tablets that I had down here collecting mana overnight. I'm hoping so, because that means our system is working beautifully. So as of right now, I am just placing the hydrangeas in these mechanical users manually. But one thing that I noticed last night before I logged off was that these occasionally put out a dead bush. And I don't know if that interferes with anything or not. But we're definitely going to keep an eye on this and see how things go as far as whether or not the dead bush that appears stays there, and also how much mana it is actually producing. But we are going to take these 6 mana tablets and see if that is enough mana to make this. And then after that, we will go ahead and do some mining, because I am down to almost, only a stack of iron here. I do have a stack and a half of iron ore, but that is not going to go very far. So I am going to have to go and do some mining, and hopefully we will have some mana left after this. So I think my wand of the forest is in here, and we are going to need to change these to accepting mana from items. And once we get a little bit in here, we should be able to start throwing this stuff on here to make some Terasteel. So there we go, that is doing its thing. So let's go ahead and diamond, pearl, mana steel, and blue. We're turning green one more time, and there we go. There's the first one. So we still have 2 full mana pools. How are our mana tablets doing? Well, we got 2 of them that are about half full, 2 of them that are empty, and 2 of them that are almost empty. So yeah, let's go ahead. 2 full mana pools should be more than enough to finish this. So I am too close. There we go. So I'm going to get these made. We'll see how much mana is left. So it looks like we have a little bit of mana left, maybe about 2.5 tablets worth. And now, of course, as you saw there, some of that came from the tablet that was down here absorbing mana. But about 2.5 tablets worth, that's not real bad. And I guess I forgot I have these grass blocks that we picked up, and I was going to put those into that water source. So I think I'm going to condense these last few down. I will go out and do some mining in the mining dimension. And actually, I don't think I'm going to head to the mining dimension. I think I am going to head to the deep dark. Okay, so it would appear that we lost the portal to the deep dark. But iron is much more common in the deep dark. And if we actually look up iron here, we can see in World Gen, in the mining world, at about 57 is our highest generation of iron. It's at about 0.9%. Now in the deep dark, it's at around 1.3 to 1.6%. So it's much more common, almost twice as common as it is in the mining dimension. So I think we're actually going to go to the Deep Dark. Now, to head to the Deep Dark, since apparently the portal is gone, we need to make this portal here, and that is just 8 pieces of compressed cobblestone. That is pretty simple. I think I have some cobblestone in here. Probably not enough, though. Wow. I need to get a new mouse. My mouse is not working very good right now. So let's go ahead and make 8 of these. And see, there I got 9, and now I can't click. What? Just left click, or right click. Okay, so we're going to have our portal to the Deep Dark, and I think we were going to place it somewhere in this area. I honestly don't know. We can move it, but I think the best place to put it, since we have our portals over here to the Nether and the mining dimension, would be to place it over here by these guys. So, yeah, I suppose what we could do, we will move the bushes here, and we will... Yeah, wow, that is really not working very good. So, I may have to change my mouse. I have another one here. But we have our portal there. I'm going to put some blocks around it so that it kind of matches the others. And then I'm going to go do some mining. And, yeah, I will see you guys after that, and we'll take a look at what I get. So, while I was mining, we generated about half a tablet of mana here in the mana generation area. Now, that was only about maybe, I don't know, 15-20 minutes worth of... there's somebody going by. 15 or 20 minutes worth of mining. So, that's not too bad. But we still have basically 2 mana tablets full of mana, and that is really nice. Now, as far as the loot is concerned, we have... This is what we got. 47 diamond ore, 40 lapis, and almost 6 stacks of iron. That's the stuff that we really wanted. We also got a lot of coal, and this stuff, like we did before, we are going to drop into the sag mill, because it does have a chance of giving us diamonds. And it looks, I think Kylo was doing this. He was running bones through the sag mill, or maybe I was. I don't remember. I think it might have been me, actually. But we're going to go ahead and drop this in here because we were using an awful lot of bone meal. Well, it's working. It's just not overly auto. But, so yeah, we have all of these goodies here, and I kind of wanted to give a present to Kylo, and so he said he has a Tinker's Tool with Fortune 1, so what we are going to do is we are going to give him a little bit of lapis, and then we are going to give him some lapis ore, and a few diamond ore. So I hope he likes that. So let's see. It looks like he is in his house, so let's go ahead and come in here. Maybe. Better take a ring off for this. I hope you enjoy. Anyway. Well, I did get quite a bit just a second ago, so that was well worth it. Now, I also put an elevator block in the Deep Dark because you spawn in the roof, and it's a long ways down to the bottom. So the elevator blocks go a long way down. So we go from wherever we spawn in all the way down to Y13. And I stopped at 13 because Lapis spawns a little bit higher than 11. Its optimum spawn is actually between 15 and 17. So that's kind of an interesting thing. But I am going to put this back on. But I need to process this iron here because we desperately need that stuff. I'm also going to fortune up the diamonds and the lapis and try to get what we can out of there. I still need to figure out on the redstone ore what the best course of action is. But I am going to, well, let's see here. What are the uses on this stuff? I know that we can run it through the Tinker Smeltery for 2, but maybe we should be looking into something a little bit better. So the flux anodizers will give us 2 as well. Now I'm assuming, yeah, that's something in the redstone furnace. That is an augment. Let's take a look at that. Okay, that takes pyrotheum dust, some invar, bronze, redstone conductance, and pistons. Now that might be worth it. Now what else will this do? It will double all ores by the looks of it. And that looks like about it. But doubling the ores would be really nice out of that thing, and then we wouldn't have to worry about the smeltery. But I think we can do better. So running it through the pulverizer first will give us a chance of nickel, but I don't think we have near the uses for nickel like we used to. The Tectonic Initiator, which is a new machine from thermal expansion, will give us 3 plus 10% chance of nickel. But we need this Tectonic Petrotheum, and that is petrotheum dust in a magma crucible. And how do we make this stuff? Pulverized obsidian, basalts powder, redstone, and clay. And these guys we would have to kill, and I'm not sure where they spawn. I do not remember. But yeah, that would be kind of an interesting one for later in the game for tripling. Now we also have the induction smelter with cinnabar, which cinnabar we can get from pulverizing redstone and gold. It is a 25% chance, but we can also use rich slag to triple. We can use sand to double and then get the rich slag so that we can triple some others. So we could use sand with some of our non-crucial ores and then triple our crucial ores. So what else have we got? A pyro concentrator. Now this quadruples the ores with the addition of the rich slag or cinnabar. But this takes blazing pyrotheum. Now the blazing pyrotheum I think we can handle because that's blaze powder, sulfur, coal, and redstone. That one actually would not be overly difficult to do. It would take a little bit of machinery. But wow, yeah, that would be really good. The alloy smelter is 1-to-1. Sag mill gives a 2-to-1 with some chances of bonuses. The grindstone from whatever applied energistics, that is terrible. It's basically just under doubling. Crusher from immersive engineering and arc furnace from immersive engineering giving doubling. Doubling plus a 20% chance of gold from I think this is actually additions. Yeah, actually additions. So yeah, just all of the various ore dictionary stuff. So then we have melting. What recipe is that? Oh, embers. Now, I was talking to one of the guys, and he said that embers has some really neat-looking blocks that would probably work in our dwarven area when we get to that point. That would be kind of an interesting one. So the macerator 2-to-1. Blast furnace straight into steel. That's kind of nice. Blast furnace from Tech Reborn can also give us triple plus dark ashes. But we need calcite dust for that. Industrial grinder. Basically, it looks like what we might want to do is shoot for that oh, whatever it was, the pyro concentrator for the induction smelter, and then start making some blazing pyrotheum. And like I said, we can get the rich slag pretty easily by running sand with our non-crucial ores. So I might do a little bit of work to try to get that going instead of running this through the smeltery like I have been, because that definitely sounds like a better idea. That would give us, what, close to the order of 24 stacks of iron? Am I figuring that right? Yeah, it'd be like 22 or 23 stacks of iron. Wow, that would be well worth it. So I'm going to do a little bit of work and research, and I will be back in a little while. So I am in the Nether. I have set up another one of these really ghetto mob farms, and I'm hoping that the cursed earth will work here as well for spawning wither skeletons and blaze, because in order to quadruple our iron ore, we need blaze powder. So I managed to find one wither skeleton and get a drop of evil from him. And what I'm going to do is I am going to build this back up, and we're going to put this drop of evil on this dirt right here. Okay. And it does sound like yep, that is working beautifully. And oh my gosh, I gotta turn the mob sounds down. So that is working. We are getting wither dust. We are getting... Whoa! That is not something that I expected to have happen. So we will need to make it to where the slimes don't go flying through there. That can be achieved with some half slabs, but also I kind of feel like we might be able to move down one block, but I think I'm going to leave this alone for now. We will just get some blaze rods, hopefully, and after I get a bunch of those, which I have not really seen any yet, these two I already had, but I'm going to hope to get some of those, and then we'll go back and take a look at the machinery to make blazing pyrotheum. So a few minor modifications to this mob farm. One, I put in wooden spikes so that I could kill these guys by hand, which that's a good thing because we're getting a lot more wither skeleton skulls that way. As you can see, I've got 8 of them already. Now, because of that, I needed to get myself standing on a half slab and put a half slab here above the opening, because the baby pigman can get through there, as can these little slime magma cubes still. But I don't know what to do about that. I don't think there is anything that I can do about it. But I would change a few things if I did this again. One of them being that I need some iron spikes up at the top of this little drop area to kill the big magma cubes. And also I made the mistake of not making enough vector plates, and so I have this opening in the back, but since I've already done the cursed earth, it is really difficult to undo that problem. So I often have mobs sitting in the back just doing nothing. But we have gotten an awful lot of stuff. I have a chest here that has my mob drops in it, and yeah, that's what we've gotten so far, and I just got my 9th wither skeleton skull. So we have 4.5 stacks of blaze rods, and that was the big one that we were looking for. I'm also dropping off all of the swords that I'm picking up from the wither skeletons and the zombie pigmen, because periodically I will stop using my iron rapier and instead use those swords to kill the mobs. So yeah, we have been very productive here with this farm. It could use a little bit of improvement, and I may work on that later on. But right now, let's go ahead and grab these blaze rods. I'm going to grab the ender pearls and the wither skeleton skulls as well, for sure. And I think for the flower farm, I will probably grab all of these bones. Now, we have the rib bones too, so I suppose we should grab those. What are the uses on the withered ribs? Oh, okay, we can use those to make a wither skeleton skull, and I have a friend. So, yeah, we will keep those around. That actually means that we could turn all 4 of these skeleton skulls into wither skeleton skulls. We'll go ahead and take those with us. The withering dust and the molten core, I think we want, and definitely the sulfur and gold. So that will give us an awful lot of stuff. And I'm going to take this stuff back to the overworld, and we will start looking at that ore quadrupling. So I have been getting ready for the ore quadrupling by running a little bit of my non-essential ores through the induction smelter over here. And our pulverizer has the augment for the secondary sieve, which gives extra chance of the secondary output, and that is the one that we need. And I was talking with Apache, and he seems to think that this upgrade can be stacked in more than one location. So we are going to try making a few of these and see if we can put a bunch of them into the induction smelter. Now, I don't know if we have to upgrade this thing first or if we can just drop them in. Looks like we can put in one. So what I might do, let's go ahead and see, well, actually, to upgrade this thing, what do we need to do? I used to know how to upgrade this, but I don't know how to anymore. So we have... This has changed so much. Okay, we need these upgrade kits, I believe. So the hardened upgrade kit requires Invar, bronze, redstone. Invar, how do we make you? Alloy with nickel and iron. So that wouldn't be too bad, except that we are really, really low on iron right now. Well, for now, let's check and see, can we put another one in here? Yes, we can. So if we can get these guys up to the resonant upgrade, that would be very impressive. But I think the signalum at the moment, we can probably take care of that blizz powder. I had captured a blizz for Apache, and I don't know, I don't think he got a farm set up for that. But this pulverizer now, let's go ahead and drop a little bit of redstone in here and just see, because redstone, if you pulverize redstone, it will give you a 50% chance of cinnabar. So we'll see what we get here. I don't know what the return is going to be. So it looks like we've already gotten a cinnabar. That is nice. So I might have to let that run for a little bit and see if that actually improved the output ratio. So we've gotten 2 out of 3 operations so far. That's 2 out of 4. That's still only 50%. 3 out of 5. So I'm going to let that run, and we will figure out what our bonus for the secondary output is. So as far as these secondary output upgrades are concerned, they don't make a huge difference. Now, of course, I only had a 32 stack of the redstone ore to test this with. If I do a broader test, I could see a more accurate result. But out of 32, I ended up, this would be a 1-to-1. This would actually be the proper result if we do a 50% output. So we gained 1 item over the course of that entire thing. It ended up being 17 cinnabar and 32 recipes of redstone, which is like just a fraction over 53%. And that is with 2 of the secondary or auxiliary sieve upgrades. So not the best improvement, but it is an improvement. But we are not able to continue on with our ore quadrupling today because we are out of time. So I'm going to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to give a thumbs up if you liked the episode. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to, you could go over and support me on Patreon. I would really appreciate that. And I'll see you next time. Bye.